Guys, welcome back to another video. Running a little bit behind schedule, but it is what it is. We're going to quickly do matchups, team list, waiver stuff. I know a lot of you have appreciated the speed in which I'm getting these out on a Tuesday. I will endeavour to continue the pace. So I'm going to hammer through this one. If you're watching this tonight, later, I will be releasing the Get Me Out of Here session, which is with Griff from the Three Wise Draftmen, the OG Draft, Supercoach Draft podcast, getting him on to discuss some of the teams from the community, Substack subscribers who are in different positions on the ladder and they just want their team discussed, talk about potential ways to navigate the rest of the season for those teams and maybe get out of a hard spot, or how to take a middling kind of current situation into the finals and whatnot. So really keen to hear Griff's expertise on that, so please check out that video if you do see it pop up anywhere, either on YouTube or Substack or whatever, because I think it'll be a pretty cool one. You might learn something for your team or players that you have rostered. So we're doing, I think, about 5 or 6 teams, so there might be some crossover there for you. I'm running the headset mic again because it's just so much more comfortable to me reaching out and projecting into the desktop mic. So hope the audio is okay. If you do miss the dulcet tones of the better mic, let me know and I'll pivot back next week. Let's just crack in. As always, we do a quick little Oracle update. Guys, Oracle is growing. There's so many sick features. You guys have been so good with reporting cool stuff you like, sharing stuff you like, making suggestions. We've made improvements to Roster Workshop, which just looks absolutely cash. If you haven't seen it yet, it is the best way to experience your team. This is my team in this league. Look at Dewey shining. Look at Jenko shining. We've got an image in for Jenko now, team. He looks sick. We got Sewer looking goated. Katoni looking staunch there. It's big on my screen, not so big for you guys. But yeah, what will we do this week? We will bring Karapani, Toby Couchman. The big fella's got to come in. So we can sit for Feeder, who is no good, make a swap with Big Tobes Couchman, bring him up. Big fella, so he's glowing, he is shining, guys. He's on a hot streak. Look at that form, 86 form. He's rolling. Noel Martin will turn it around. Yeah, pretty sick. So you pick your captain in here as well. That flows through to Matchup Manager, which has also had a cheeky revamp. This is also sometimes the Oracle can't get it right. Recommending Will Warbrick. That is nuts. That's a fun one actually to look into. These edge cases that pop up is sick. So Matchup Manager is really cool. That's where you match up, where you see like who you're versing this week. I might be versing Nesta. Quickly import his team. Oh no, I haven't done my league map. Sorry. So this is a great thing to show you guys. So when you are in the Oracle, if you don't have your league map situated, which I don't for this community league, you don't get the import function. You just have to add the team you're playing. See, I've only done a few when I was doing some testing. So in my proper league, my home league, I have all this built out, and so the importing the rosters is really easy. Show that in a sec, but let's just enter round 7. Let's see where we're at in the community league. I took another L, guys. It sucks, but going down to Captain Tedesco was pretty standard for most people on the weekend. Adam beat Ryan in a close one there. Paul got, I think, captained Latrell, or he got captained Herbie. So a lot of people who versed Herbie captains, Trell captains, or Tedesco captains probably should have lost this weekend. Huge score, maybe a league record for Nesta with a 1082, which is really cool because he was bottom table last year approximately. So great to see him dominating now. Davo went down. Oh my god, no, what am I even talking about? Because Scotty, Ashfield Donkeys, keeps his roll on with a 1168. That's disgusting. And yeah, I had a decent-ish week from a scoring perspective, but got absolutely slapped by Captain Tedesco. Well, not even slapped, but yeah, he put me away there when I thought I had the win sewn up. Should have VC'd Jenko instead of captaining Haas, but hey, is what it is. 687 to Aaron. Oh, Scotty came out of the woodwork. It was Aaron who was rolling. He had a real quiet week there with a 687. Chuck it in there. to forecast an easy game, and we lost in a, just say we lost badly there, which sucks. See what the impact is there on the league stats. I always save this for the potty just to show you guys how we're tracking. We're still doing alright. Nesta's coming. Look at Nesta's freaking rolling. Nesta and Aaron, Scotty, they're rolling. I've actually taken a big step back behind Suafa'alongo, Haas and Jenkins slowing down. That's okay. We added the league pulse last week, which is really cool. Shows you how the league's actually scoring and then how you're going. So you can see last 5 against league average, I'm not too bad, but last 3, I'm actually behind what the last 3 league averages of 890. So yeah, not what we want, guys. Sorry, I'm 890 against 897, so pretty close, but yeah, not ideal. This is really good to know. Come down advanced stats. Nesta's taken over me in TPR, which we don't want to see. Relatively similar strength of schedules. I've got better true skill, which is awesome, and he's just had better luck, so that all maps out there. Nesta's running hot, Ryan's most underrated, and Ryan now with the worst luck, so bad luck for Ryan. The ladder would look a lot different without luck, with Nesta dropping to 4th and Ryan coming up to 2nd. My TPR is interesting. Let's look at Nesta's climb. Look at that thing, man, just popping off. Good job, Nesta. Then we come down, we've done like the consistency stuff, so I'm pretty happy with this. Like, to have that TPR there, and then with this level of consistency, that's good. That's because I've got upside in a number of areas, which is really cool. Ryan's hammering it, huge scoring average, great COV. He's just had the bad luck. Look, he's losing to good teams he's had to play. Whereas Nesta down here, he's beat some good teams, but he's highly variable, but he's on the climb, which is sick. Same as Scotty popping off after a bad start to the season. So that'll do us for the Oracle stuff for my community league, but I do want to show people who haven't seen it really quickly. I do want to quickly discuss the matchup manager, so I'll use my my home league because I think it's pretty cool. Just jump back in here. Matchup manager. So this week I am playing Dubsy. Should import his team. That should work. Yep, here his team comes in. Look at this. It's super sick. Pick your captain. It'll be Nico. As players perform, you track them. And I've done another lap on the analysis that the Oracle gives you. Just finding some little things to tweak there, which is pretty cool. He's got some tough matchups. Makasini's actually been given a rest, which is cool. Sua's not there, so I just need these 3 boys to cash in on the matchups. Again, it's only round 8. We do have such high scoring this year that the sample and sort of the indications are a little bit off, to be honest. So yeah, it's hard to trust the bigger projections, even though the accuracy coming out of my reports is that gun and elite matchups, guys, these ones, they're actually reporting above 55% accurate. So if you see this for your players, it's actually pretty reliable this year, which is just absurd type of season we're having. So yeah, that's matchup manager. I think it looks cool. It looks so good on your mobile. So if you're a Draft Oracle user and you're sitting there between games on a Saturday Arvo, update your scores on the mobile, and look at your game, look at your matchup in your mobile on matchup manager, and look at your projection totals and whatnot. You get to see what the stats are projecting with your projections, and then what your realistic is, which is linked to your team's scoring average, which is cool. So you kind of get a bit of just a balancing equation. Like, he's got bad projections and a bad realistic score. Like, I should be confident, but again, whenever someone's got Cleary, look how good he looks as captained, which actually I didn't have. So you can see now it updates accordingly with the captain. So make sure you're doing that. Captain's his projection. We're in big trouble. Luckily, Lucas isn't there, so I need to update who he's got actually starting and whatnot, but that's totally fine. That's for me to do. So yeah, love matchup manager. Get out of there now, actually. So you saw how that all works. Let's talk about this round in the NRL and talk about some stuff. Just boost this size up. It's so cool. We've got a whole raft of new names in the gun matchups, which is because our sample is changing, defenses are changing, teams are performing at different levels. So Dylan Edwards, AJ, Latrell, Gagai, Braden Burns, Cleary are your backline gun matchups. If you have any of them, go for broke, guys. Gagai, harder for me to trust, like putting much stock in him, but right centers have had the wool on the Panthers so far. Coming up against a fresh Casey McLean will be a bit of a challenge, but then I do expect we might see McEwen make a line break or two, and maybe Gagai benefits from that against Blaze there out on the left of the Panthers on Sunday, Arvo. Just want to make sure. Yeah, yep. So, looking at Braden Burns, if he's available, I think he's a great plug and play. Got Jackson Ford populating this again. You just can't be scoring the way he's scoring and not dominate, because he's matchup proof at this point. So if he's the best prop, which he is, and he's matchup proof, he's going to be the gun until he's not averaging bloody 15 more than the next prop. So just crazy Jackson Ford stuff. Next in line is Blake Brayley. That's great for owners there. Again, kind of just a performance thing. Ben Travojevic, he stays cashing in on matchups. Ben Travojevic, great guy to plug in as a third tour, even as a second, but don't get crazy with captaining or VCing him this time around. Ola, yeah, same deal. Paddy's not actually there, guys, so that will be Xavier Willison, and I'm not putting any stock in that. That's more a Paddy thing. Elites, you can screenshot this and grab it, or check socials. I'll have it on Instagram and Twitter tomorrow if you want to run through these. But more Roosters, the Tigers, this is an absolute disgrace. That's how good they are going in Supercoach. It's absolutely nuts, guys. You do see a few stacks like the 4-pack of the Dragons. When there is that thing, you've got like even a lot of Roosters coming in here, like Teddy, Toops, Billy. See what Billy's actually Hugo Savala. So he probably have it as a better matchup, all things considered, because he's kind of been better than Billy Smith, which is cool. Because this is generated out of my database, and I don't like to swap certain players out of position just straight away, you do see names like this come in, but just take it with a grain of salt if you do see it. This is your pure defensive weakness. I'll let you go through it this year at your own leisure. Just pause the video or check the socials for like these detailed views. It's always a bit interesting. Something like Isaiah Papali'i not making like the any of these elite things because his scoring is not at that pedigree, but he's got a defensive weakness, which is really cool. Same like Joe Tarpanay, really cool. Again, props not as intriguing as like edge players like these guys. Lasardi's not there, blah blah blah. Game 1, I've got names in here just because of some feedback, and I've tried to make them accurate to the team list this week. Don't know how often. Might remove them and just talk to it like I used to, but we'll just see. For the Tigers, I've never seen anything like this. Right, I think they've played now 6 games because they had bye round 1. We're at round 8 or 7 games. To be doing this kind of thing consistently is just crazy. And look at how bad, like something like the like 67, 69, 67 conceding, like. It is insane, this sort of thing. So really intriguing if you do have Tigers players. Starford To'a comes in. He's playable on a sit starter. He's a real in-game injury risk guy. But in this offense, guys, you have to try and just grab these guys if you're in deep leagues and you need upside and you need to make a play. I think the Raiders will show up. And how long can West sustain this type of attack and this type of play? They're really fit, which I love. They do look good. Their defense is legit, as we've seen in the defense map that I'll release on socials as well. Back him in. On the other side, Noah Martin gets saved. He was trending in a bad way for drafters, and even classic players, but he's been saved by the team changes and the suspension to Hudson Young. Hosking goes from being irrelevant to totally startable, totally playable. He should play 80 out there, 100%. Horsburgh saved by the injury to Papali'i, and Tarpanay might get a boost. Adam Mariota, or whoever the guy is that comes off the bench, it's Adam Mariota. He might be startable. I know they're bringing him along slowly, so his minutes might not go above 50, but in really deep leagues in an FRF2 spot, I think with the injury, he might get a bump, but I think it'll be more Tarpanay and leaning on Corey for big minutes. So a few guys that have been fading away, Martin and Corey scored well last week, but they get a huge boon as a result of the injury and the suspension. Backline, it's not like you wouldn't start him, but yeah, you're not like rushing to VC or anything, these guys. I think Matt Timoko, definitely got to grab him now that he's hold it 2 weeks in a row. I don't know how long that lasts, but he looked pretty good. He's just playing on the wrong side, so he can't really fend the way he used to, but he might just benefit enough as it is as an athlete, and in the way they attack down the left and off Huddy Young eventually. So yeah, but just look at this, like this edge conceding 42 and 34, like it's going to be tough to break through and do anything with that. But you never know, truly. Simi, yeah, he could honestly feast. He's running it. He'll be running it left edge. I think he'll be running it. Is it right and then left? Yeah, with Taylor May. That'll be a bit of a battle if that's the case. Yeah, he will be. So that'd be a real interesting case. Both conceding a little bit. It'll be intriguing to see what the outcome is for Simi. We haven't seen really a bad game from the bloke. Get out of that one. Queensland Cowboys. Cronulla, Braden Burns with the gun stands out. Blake Brayley, which we touched on. Billy Burns held the spot, which I was a bit surprised about. That could be a late change. He's missed a lot of tackles, Billy Burns. I'm not sure what the deal is there with Nickera. It's great for Lukey. Nanai comes back. I mentioned him last week. I didn't think he'd be back this quickly. I don't know what it really looks like, but I think outside Clifford he'll benefit. Clifford's decent at feeding his back row. Whether it's good quality, I don't know. But yeah, you never know. I think Nanai in this meta, this attacking meta, he should be owned as a stash. The issue, I think, is whether he plays 80. I don't know if he plays 80. I think he plays 60. But you've got to grab him and see what happens there. Clifford and Dearden get the elite, so do Nico and Trindle, so hopefully a high scoring game for people that own those guys. Chester's looks really good. Purdue a down week, but look at the conceding here. He could really crush and punish the Hiroti Talakai side in attack there, and so will Talangi, who's pretty much basically feels like he's going to score a try every game, the way that him and Purdue connect. I think you'd probably play Kennedy if you were dealing with him in your team. Someone like Ero I traded for on the buy low. I think he will be better. I don't know if this is the game for that, but it might be up there. It might be a bit tough, but he has to kick on eventually because even... I think he scored one try, maybe two, but yeah, he has to show a bit more. I've taken a risk on him. The thinking behind my trade was I've got Nico Hines on the right. They've got a good origin and a good final strength of schedule, the Sharks, and having Cattle on the right in Nico, I kind of wanted a bit of that Braden Trindle side on the left. My thinking was those games where Trindle's dominant and I lose out having Nico, I might gain having KL Ero, and it was not perfect science. It was just trying to get a bit more value out of a big deal that I put together. Don't know what else to discuss. Jesse Calhoun comes up here twice. That's a mistake. You know who the Sharks prop? It's Adam Fanua-Blake. When someone's dual and they're averaging more than the other guy, the machine it reads that they're the starter. So it's a silly little bug. Bronx Canterbury, it's all pretty grim for the Bronx backline, but they might outplay that. We saw the Eels dominate Canterbury. I don't suspect that they let that happen again. Bronson Cherry looks really good. He's got to be owned. We've spoken about him. Burton's running again, just looks awesome. Mam Reynolds neutral. You never know which one of them is going to go well any given weekend. I hate trying to predict it. Luckily, the engine here is telling me it's just neutral, so I'm going to stay away from it. I love Jacob Preston having elite another weekend. He did not go well given the game script, but he got a game-saving line break in the last 5 minutes, and I think that's pretty standard. The Galvin has two moves, and one of them is giving it to Preston, which as an owner I'm really grateful for, and I need him to convert on these matchups for the rest of the season if I'm going to move from being a top 5 team into being a top... Well, I'm second on the ladder, but I definitely don't have some of the top guys in my comp like Latrell. I don't have Latrell. I don't have Teddy, which is strange. I usually draft Teddy. I don't have Suafaa Longo. I don't have Adam Dewey, but I need guys like Preston to not be mediocre when the matchup is in the top echelon. I need him to take a leap to being a top 4 2RF, which frankly his average is indicating. I just need it to keep happening, and I can't have him be a half, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out type back row this year. He needs to make the leap to top 3 status if he's going to carry me to the promised land. Willison will be waiver number 1 across most leagues, and I have no issues with it. The minutes he got is a huge indicator, and an injury to Jensen and Haas, obviously. Even when Paddy comes back, he'll play prop, and he should play 55 minutes, maybe more. They're going to give more minutes to Talty in deep leagues. You could take a gamble on him. He's been running really well, just whether he does enough other stuff to kind of give you much, I'm not sure, but I think you can speculatively give him a go. But Willison is a huge waiver this week because of the duel, because of the potential immediacy in outcomes and all the injuries people have. I'd be trying to get my hands on him. But it's also not the end of the world if you don't, because I just don't know the way they'll go with things. But yeah, I'd be prioritising Willison. Leo Thompson, maybe more from him to come, but I don't know. Their forward rotation's crazy. A lot of people went on Tupanua last week. I did recommend it. I thought he would play more and have more upside, but sorry, we got shafted to the right, and all of a sudden Harry Hayes emerged, and which was my fear originally with even drafting Leo Thompson and Max King, and then randomly it kind of came to fruition. So just a bit confusing there. Critter's back, but yeah, big on Sherry. Jonathan Su'A, need to see more of to make a defined comment on him. It's all green in the forward pack for the Dragons, who are scoring well, which is sort of more the indicator than the Roosters conceding a heap there, but they are, and it's the opposite for the Roosters to a degree, whereas the Dragons' backline can't freaking defend. So it's green light city, dude, from halves to fullback. It's blue or green. We love that. It's go, 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 go. Yeah, as for the St George, the backs just aren't getting enough quality ball. I'd be trying to avoid them, whereas the forwards go for it. They'll work their asses off. Ryan Couchman's is definitely startable. Siwa Wong, he's trending in the right direction, which is sick. Got a try, which is nice for him because it brings those really nice games of his that are from 65 into that week, contributing to a winning a week type scores. Angus Crichton owners, don't know what to tell you. Just hold on, and yeah, I'm glad I didn't draft him anywhere. I just sort of got excited about him, and then I faded him. Didn't let it reflect in my rankings too much. Sorry to you if you saw him there, but I didn't fade him hard. I just didn't go for him anywhere, which cost me a lot in other situations with backline players I didn't go for that have been quite good. But he was one maybe I was right on not getting too excited. Having said that, I drafted Lindsay Smith and Tino, so forwards are just a bloody who freaking knows who's ever going to be. Yeah, all over it. So yeah, just go crazy with your Sydney Roosters, hey. Dolphins Wars, we're looking at a strange array of colours in the back line. I don't know who will ever benefit when, but RTS being a decent player, Khan Pereira being a good finisher, that is a real thing. Jackson Ford we spoke about earlier at the top. Aaron Clark, favourable matchup, but with the minutes, he needs these attacking stats. He's now gone from people getting him as an anchor to RF to now being like a third to RF ideally, where he just hits upside or he flops depending on his attacking involvement. Heartbreak for the Finns, but it looks really good for their forward pack and edges here. The wires must be a little leaky on the edges, yeah. Well, they're not too bad. 52, 60. It's just the output of this backline, man. 69 for Avarillo on his weighted matchup score, which is a blend of his season with his recency. Herbie will be cracking in here. Yeah, 73 is big. Jermaine's trending south, but been so good it doesn't matter. And Hammer's just been consistently converting. So it's more the output of these guys. The halves get crunched. I expect that. And then, yeah, the Wars edges. The forward pack, it's mediocre. It's just that the Dolphins are just scoring Supercoach points, really. Don't know if anything stands out to me for waiver. Camperera, though, totally awesome 4th, 5th CT dub guy. Just flip him in when you want to back him. Colbo, I'm not loving, but you can do it. Gilbert owners will be excited whether he can do it multiple weeks after that. After that really hot day. I don't know if he'll make 55 tackles again, but you never know. Yeah, that's pretty much it from that one. I'm getting a bit sick of Morgan Knowles. Don't know if he's the guy that is going to lead them from the 13 anymore. AJ and Latrell, that's just dominance. But not only is Latrell freaking going nuts, they're conceding a heap, Melbourne there. It could be another big one for Latrell, and I don't think any words Bellyache can offer in the sheds or angrily in training is going to change what damage Latrell could do. And then on the other side, crazy conceding at right centre, so the left centre defence. But Whiten has not been able to really pour much on when that is the case. So we've got a neutral outcome for him. But basically, Rabbitoh's backline you can go for, and while their halves are healthy, you can definitely go for, and that's kind of the opposite for the Storm at this point. And then again, there's nothing of note in the forward pack for our Rabbitohs. Whereas Harry Grant gets the elite matchup, but again, I'm not going nuts over any of the Storm guys, because you'll start the ones that you start and you won't start the ones you don't start. It's not really like a nuanced conversation, I think, for the Storm in this one. Like, they've been pretty good at defending this edge, and if Choey Chan, if he's not going to like be that good consistently, I think he's a guy to sit when it says avoid. And yeah, I think you can sit him in this one, I reckon, maybe. Yeah, I guess he's running it like Bronson Garlic into whoever else they throw on there. I don't think they flip Tallis around, so maybe if you're in a pinch you can go in, but if you do have the choice, the luxury, yeah, you could probably sit him. Newey and Penrith, it's interesting. Dylan Edwards, like, Newey just got roasted by Teddy, so we're looking at a huge concession score there. They're conceding 90 on average, and then Dylan Edwards 84. That'd be one. Pardon me, guys. That'd be one to really. You could put captaincy Edwards on this one, I reckon. I think it'll be Sunday Arvo, especially dry track. Yeah, could be interesting. Cleary as well with the big one. I think he's a good captaincy choice in your classics and whatnot if you VC someone with more upside. Not overvaluing the Dane Gagai emergence as a gun there, and I'm pretty keen to start any of my backs. Brian To'o has been really disappointing, but to be conceding 76 points means that on the balance, he's definitely startable with a favourable matchup, but I'd like to see it elite, but yeah, definitely startable. And then Jenkins, he's on the side that they're better at defending at, conceding 50, but he's scoring so well, and the left edge shape is so strong, and the variations they run there at Penrith, that Jenkins is a great, still with the elite matchup and great option in all formats of the game. Mooney, yeah, I don't know. It just shows how tough it is to score well at prop this season when a guy's got a matchup score of 56 and he's the 4th ranked prop on the weekend, and Lindsay Smith's favourable 7th ranked with a matchup score of 54. That just shows you where props at, hey. There's also like a generally a lower scoring. There's always a prop that plays like 30 so minutes that scores really poorly, which brings down the prop scoring component. So a guy with a 50 plus matchup score, it's actually not too bad. It's just not really meaningful. I don't put too much stock into my prop hooker and lock matchup stuff. But I do love this a lot for Cleary and Blaze, the gun matchup on the edges. Dylan Lucas isn't there, sorry, so this is the wrong way around, but again, my machine's pulled it in. That's Jermaine McEwen there. And yeah, it's actually, I don't know why it's done this. It's actually this way around. So yeah, I like McEwen this weekend. Like, you can start him, same as Francis, until we see them not. Like, you generally probably avoid it, but McEwen running it Blaze off Dylan Brown, like, that's not too bad, man. That could be good for him. Yowie, you can back him in. Forward pack for Knights has been okay, but just the way that the Roosters carved them up. Oh, pardon me again. Yeah, I think he just back in your Penrith big time. It's going to be hard for Knights to sort of hold on against the Penrith that's rolling. They are at home, but if it's sunny and stuff, yeah, Panthers, man. Last game, Manly Para, sorry. Para I'm not that interested in. Both right side players have the elite matchup, which is a nice little area like you could exploit. I think Penasini owners would want to start him after how good he looked last week. I do back that. Cooler at fullback, go for it. Lehigh is just a try scoring machine at the moment. Whether that shape and that offense is as high quality without Tommy, I mean, he still scored last week when Tommy went down, so that's okay, but just ongoing. He might be a sell high, guys. Check out the buy low, sell high article from last week. See if there's anything on there that in the CT dub area for Lehigh. But don't rush it. He's also good. Like, he's fine. He's not a guy you need to trade at all. Just you could consider it if someone's really keen on him. This is what's interesting. The back rowers for the fellas, like that's pretty good to be conceding like 81. Like Ola Kawatu, man, holy look. Then the chopping and changing of edge positionality for the I just lost my mic. Oh no, it's back. Cool. Yeah, that's happened twice. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, it makes it a bit hard to know, like, they're conceding 82 basically Supercoach points, but with a new name there, is that the same? Like, how do we... Like, we can just take it with a grain of salt is all we can do, and Ola Kawatu, like, he's got the pretty high matchup score himself, so yeah, I think if you own Ola Kawatu, and as long as Fogarty's healthy, he's 100% a start, and if you're really desperate this weekend, you could captain him off the back of this, but we just saw the Eels pump the Bulldogs, so who knows, but they were averaged down that side with who got the head knock against Preston, Ronald Volkman, so yeah, you can do that. That's pretty much it. Waiver wire stuff I've mentioned throughout. You know, Kade Reed starting for the Dragons. I wouldn't do that to yourself here. Atkinson, I just wouldn't do that. Schneider starting. That's fine, plug and play if you've got Nicarima. I don't even know if he's eligible at 5/8. Schiller for the Knights against Penrith, I wouldn't really bother. He's a bit of a tackle buster. He seems to score well when he comes in, Schiller, but he doesn't also... It doesn't always sustain it, so I wouldn't go crazy there. Lussick can do a job at hooker for the Panthers. Again, he can also do a job. So, yeah. Just checking my other notes. Marnie's back. Yep, that's fine, but I don't love it. Laybut's gone out. Just mentioned Nanai. Mentioned Willison. Yep, Critter's back. Sewer on the wing. I said I just want to see a bit more, but decent team. What's their matchup again? Yeah, Brisbane. Yeah, no, Brisbane are pretty good. And he'll be playing up against the Stag side, which is generally decent defense. Yeah, I'll follow this up with anyone if I think I missed him, but I think that'll do us, guys. Yeah, I think that's all we need to talk about. Check these out though if you haven't already seen them. Just a bit of an update as well, I guess worth mentioning. Sort of what I've been sharing on socials is like your waiver wire guys of interest that have like the projections and the matchup at low ownership percentages. I'll do that again tonight. Then we talk about the league defense map, which I'll put up as well. And then you'll see these tomorrow, but hit this video for the priority there. But yeah, I'll get this out to you guys ASAP. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Please like the video on YouTube. And even if you've watched on Substack, if you don't mind going over to YouTube and give me a like. I know that's a chore, but I'd really appreciate it. All those little things really help. Oracle users, check out all the new features. We just also released a new Origin buy planner, little tweak you would have seen me mention in the Discord. Substack guys, check out that if you're an Oracle user. So yeah, awesome.